You often believe your enemies are working in secrecy, meeting in hidden places to plan your failure. You picture them as figures in the background, waiting for you to make a mistake. But the real threat is not outside. The true betrayer is already within your circle. It is right in front of you. It is your own speech. At this exact moment, you are giving things away. You are losing influence. You are sharing the inner workings of your thinking with people who have not earned that access. You treat language as if it costs nothing, as if it is unlimited, as if it vanishes once spoken. It does not. In an era of screenshots, recordings, and strong memories, words do not fade. They are saved. They are stored. Each time you talk simply to avoid silence. Each time you justify yourself to someone irrelevant. Each time you respond emotionally to provocation, you are effectively loading a weapon and placing it in your opponent's hands. You believe you are expressing yourself. In reality, you are equipping them. Machiavelli, a key thinker on power, warned about this centuries ago. He understood that the human tongue is the most dangerous force because it is so difficult to control. He observed that people are not ruined by what they do not know, but by what they reveal. A lion cannot guard against traps, and a fox cannot fight wolves. But someone who controls their speech becomes the trap itself. They become the predator. Most people spend their lives as open books, then wonder why others can study them, influence them, and remove pages at will. You are here because you are done being analyzed. You are here because you want control over the narrative. We are going to examine your everyday conversations closely. We will break down 7 specific scenarios, situations you face daily, where your own words undermine you. These are not obvious errors. They are subtle mental patterns designed to drain your authority. By the end of this, the way you speak will change. You will understand the real strength of silence. But before that, you must see how you have been trained to weaken yourself through your own voice. Number 1. The silence vacuum. This is the most common trap, and it often captures intelligent people. You are in a conversation. It could be a negotiation, a date, or a meeting with someone senior. Suddenly, the dialogue stops. Silence fills the space. For most people, this silence feels uncomfortable, almost painful. It feels like judgment. Your brain, built for social connection, reads the silence as rejection, as proof that you are uninteresting or that something has gone wrong. Stress levels rise. Anxiety settles in your chest. So you react. You start speaking to correct the situation. You add unnecessary details. You weaken your position. You make a joke. You offer something you did not need to offer. You rush to fill the gap. And at that moment, you lose control. The person across from you, whether they are manipulative or simply skilled in negotiation, understands this perfectly. They are using the silence vacuum. They know that if they wait, if they maintain eye contact just a few seconds longer than feels natural, you will give in. You will negotiate against yourself. You will expose information you intended to keep hidden. This technique is used by interrogators. It is also used by therapists. Machiavellian leaders understand this. Humans fear the void. We instinctively link noise with life and silence with death, which is why we rush to fill every pause. But here's the key. The first person to break the silence is usually the one with the least power. When you scramble to fill quiet moments, you're signaling 2 things. First, that you're uncomfortable with yourself. You need constant external validation to feel secure. Second, that you're seeking approval from the other person. You are performing, essentially saying, "Let me entertain you. Let me inform you. Let me make this comfortable." Machiavelli would advise the opposite. Let the silence linger. Let it become heavy, dense, and uncomfortable. The ability to remain in silence, without fidgeting, speaking, or checking your phone, is the ultimate display of control. It communicates that you don't need validation and that you are at ease even in deep, tense situations. Next time a conversation dies, don't rush to restart it. Observe. Watch their eyes, their posture, their micro-expressions. Notice when they shift, when they falter, when they start revealing more than they intended. Let them fill the silence. Let them offer concessions or information to ease the tension. Silence is not empty, it's a mirror. Refusing to break it forces the other person to confront themselves, and often, they can't handle it. When they speak, you gain insight. The second strategy is the victory lap. Success is addictive. It floods your brain with dopamine, making you feel invincible. When that happens, carelessness follows. You succeed, close a deal, get promoted, find a loophole, reach a goal, and your first instinct is to share it. You want witnesses, applause, acknowledgement. You explain your strategy, recount the struggle, and highlight your skill. You think you're inspiring or building a reputation. In reality, you're giving away your playbook. Machiavelli warned that a ruler should never disclose their methods. By explaining how you achieved something, you make it impossible to replicate secretly and you educate potential competitors. Bragging also paints a target on your back. Envy is quiet but lethal. People may applaud your success on the surface, but deep down, a seed of resentment is planted. Why him and not me? He thinks he's better. I could have done that. By announcing your victories, you awaken dormant insecurities, reminding others of their stagnation while you advance. The Machiavellian approach is different. Let the results speak for themselves and keep silent. When you succeed, disappear. If asked how you did it, give vague answers, luck, or hard work. Reveal nothing. A magician never explains the trick, not out of arrogance, but because once the method is known, the magic vanishes and the audience may even turn hostile. Concealing your competence keeps others underestimating you. This is a powerful advantage. Let them think you're lucky, average, or accidental in your success. While they dismiss you, you quietly secure your next victory. True power celebrates in private. The only person who needs to know the magnitude of your success is yourself. Anything else is ego seeking attention, and a fed ego is a sluggish ego. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I win in the dark. Number 3, the anger response. There's a common myth that anger equals strength. Movies reinforce this. The hero shouts, smashes objects, delivers a furious speech, and everyone trembles. In reality, anger is not power, it's a leak. When someone provokes you, insults you, interrupts you, lies, or questions your integrity, your biology urges you to strike back. The amygdala takes over, shutting down rational thought. You feel the urge to hurt them with words, to prove you are not a victim. You explode, you yell, you send that long, furious text, listing every flaw and failure. In that moment, you've become a puppet. If someone can trigger your emotional loss of control with mere words, they hold your nervous system like a remote. Press a button and you react. Machiavelli understood this. An emotional leader is a vulnerable leader. Anger exposes your triggers. When you display rage, you reveal your weak points and what you value too deeply. Your enemies now have a map. They know exactly how to distract you, how to make you appear unstable, or how to manipulate you. What feels like intimidation to you is actually amusement to a strategist. It's a sign of undisciplined behavior and leaves a permanent impression of instability. People remember how you made them feel in anger far longer than they remember why you were angry. Next time anger rises in your chest, do not speak. Contain it. Imagine it as a ball of energy, not a weapon, but fuel to harness. The most powerful response to an insult isn't a scream. It's a measured pause, a calm look, and a simple question. Are you finished? This demonstrates control. Your inner state is independent of external chaos. By refusing to react, you deny them the response they crave. Starve their manipulation. Become a mirror, not a sponge. Reflect behavior without absorbing it. Respond to aggression with cold calm, and the aggressor looks childish. Elevate your status by disengaging. Remember, he who angers you conquers you. Don't let that happen. Number 4, the liquid confession. There's a specific kind of betrayal that occurs late at night, when drinks are flowing and defenses are down. Fatigue and the relaxed vibe create what feels like connection, called artificial intimacy. In this state, your mouth can betray you. You start sharing thoughts like, I hate my boss, I might leave my job, my relationship is falling apart, or even personal secrets. You feel you're building trust, but in reality, you're handing over ammunition. The colleague or friend tonight may be a competitor tomorrow. That secret about your boss is leverage. That personal flaw is a future pressure point. Machiavelli warned that people are fickle and self-interested. Relying on their discretion is risky. Sharing secrets makes you their servant. You must keep them satisfied because they hold a piece of your vulnerability. The liquid confession feels good because we are social creatures. We crave connection. But it's crucial to distinguish being known from being exposed. You can be charming without revealing private matters, fun without being careless. The most charismatic people often seem open, yet leave others knowing very little about their personal lives. They give energy, not information. Be the listener. When others drink, let them speak. Collect their words without responding in kind. Be the vault. The next morning, you retain your dignity and hold insight into others, while they wake with anxiety about what they revealed. Never trade your privacy for temporary bonding. The cost is too high. Number 5. The defense mechanism. This is subtle but undermines authority instantly. It appears when you're questioned, doubted, or accused. Why did you do it this way? Did you make a mistake? I heard you were late. The instinct is to explain, to defend, to correct the record. You launch into a detailed account. Traffic was bad. I didn't receive the email, I thought. In the laws of power, over-explaining diminishes dominance. As the French proverb says, he who excuses himself accuses himself. Every added explanation validates the other person's authority to judge. You're seeking approval. High-status individuals respond differently. They state facts concisely and move on. If you erred, own it. Yes, that was a mistake. It won't happen again. No stories, no buts, no whining. Stripping away excuses demonstrates confidence and acceptance of reality. Over-explaining also works against you when falsely accused. It signals panic and guilt. A calm, measured response, or a brief acknowledgement, conveys control, authority, and poise. The innocent do not need to fill the room with words. They state the truth and let it stand. Machiavelli would remind you that your reputation is built on strength, not sympathy. When you over-explain to gain sympathy or understanding, you trade respect for pity. Pity serves little purpose. Pity may feed you, but it does not earn followers. Respect earns thrones. Learn the power of the non-explanation. Why did you do that? Because I judged it was the best course of action. End of sentence. Feel the tension this creates. That tension is respect forming in the room. You are setting a boundary. You are signaling that your internal judgment is sufficient and that you do not need external validation. Your actions should be so precise, so deliberate, that they require no subtitles. Number 6. The competence trap. You are smart. You see problems others miss. So when you notice someone struggling or making a mistake, your instinct is to jump in, correct, advise, or demonstrate the better approach. You think you are being helpful. You think you are proving your value. In reality, you are creating enemies and diminishing your own expertise. First, the enemies. Machiavelli knew men are vain. Correcting someone, especially publicly or unsolicited, rarely helps. They feel humiliated. You signal, I am smarter than you. Their ego is bruised. They may smile and say thank you, but they remember the sting of feeling inferior. And they will wait for the moment you slip to repay it. Robert Greene, a student of Machiavelli, calls this never outshine the master. It applies to peers as well. People do not want fixing, they want validation. Unless asked directly, advice is seen as an attack on competence. Second, the value. Constantly giving away your expertise devalues it. Supply and demand apply. If you are always stepping in to fix things, you become the mechanic, not the architect. You handle the mess, not the vision. You signal that your wisdom is cheap. There is a quiet power in watching someone make a mistake you could prevent. Obviously, if the ship is sinking, you intervene. But in day-to-day situations, let them stumble. Let them fail. Because failure raises the value of your solution. If you fix something before it breaks, no one notices, it goes uncredited. But if it breaks and you step in and solve it effortlessly, you appear indispensable, even brilliant. Hold your tongue. Observe the air. Wait for the request. When they come defeated, seeking help, that is when your words carry maximum impact. That is when you can negotiate your terms. Your competence is a sword. Keep it sheathed until it is time to strike. Do not use it to butter bread. Number 7, the promise prison. The final betrayal, the one that mortgages your future. Pressure builds. Someone demands something from you. A boss, a partner, a family member. You want to relieve the tension, to satisfy them in the moment. So you say, I promise I'll get it done. I'll be there. I'll change. You make that promise to escape the discomfort of the present moment, but in doing so, you construct a cage for your future self. Machiavelli noted that people are fast to promise and slow to deliver. He also understood that power depends on reputation. If your word can bend, your authority disappears. Every promise you fail to keep, or one that costs you too much to honor, erodes your inner strength. You create a psychic open loop, an unresolved tension in the mind that quietly drains your energy. Part of you stays uneasy, aware that you are in debt. And when the promise is broken, you signal to others that you do not control reality. You appear as a fantasist, unreliable, inconsistent. The urge to overpromise is rooted in insecurity. We fear that saying no, or saying, I can't, or I'll try but I can't promise, will lead to rejection. So instead, we misrepresent ourselves. We lie to buy time. But the payment always comes, and the interest charged is your integrity. A Machiavellian operator is extremely careful with promises. They avoid binding themselves. They protect flexibility and understand that conditions shift. If you want respect, learn to promise less. Become the person who says, I'm not sure I can commit to that. I need to check. When you do follow through, it feels like added value, a gift. But if you declare absolute certainty and deliver slightly less, you have still failed. Stop treating promises as social grease. Treat them as contracts written in permanence. If you say you will do something, it must be done even if circumstances collapse. Knowing this should make you hesitate before giving your word. That hesitation is healthy. You should feel cautious. Your word is the only thing that truly belongs to you. Do not spend it to make conversations smoother. Be known as someone whose yes carries weight precisely because it is rare. Write this affirmation in the comments. My word is rare. Now consider these 7 situations: the silence vacuum, the victory lap, the anger response, the liquid confession, the defense reflex, the competence trap, the promise prison. These are not minor habits. They form the structure of your own submission. They explain why you feel exhausted, why effort does not seem to translate into progress. You have been giving away influence one word at a time, one sentence at a time. You were trained to believe that constant expression equals existence, that silence means disappearance. Algorithms encourage sharing. Culture tells you to speak your truth. The world demands volume. But the world is misleading you. It wants you loud so it can extract value from you. It wants you exposed, consistent, easy to read. The elite, the true operators, the outliers, move differently. They have stepped into silence. They know speech is a tool, not a reflex. They speak only when it advances their position. If words do not improve leverage, they hold them back. Consider what would change if you applied this today. Picture the meeting where you remain quiet while others reveal everything. Picture the argument where you stay composed and the other side loses control. Picture the success you keep private, quietly compounding until it is impossible to stop. You would become unpredictable. You would disrupt expectations. You would become difficult to touch. This is not about cruelty. It is not about malice. It is about sovereignty. It is about reclaiming control over your own mind. Your mouth is the entrance to your inner world. If it stays open, do not be surprised when intruders take what matters. Close it. Secure it. Guard it. Let others wonder what you think. Let them guess your plans. Let speculation fill the silence. In that empty space, people project their fears and desires onto you. They will elevate you. They will treat you as a leader, not because of what you said, but because of what you withheld. Machiavelli's final warning is this: Everyone sees what you seem to be, few ever experience what you truly are. Reserve what you truly are for the few. Maintain appearances for the many. Let silence connect the two. If this clarified something for you, understand that this is only what can be shared openly. There are discussions I cannot publish publicly without censorship or restriction. The most influential knowledge is often suppressed. That material exists behind the join button. If you are still watching, you are not part of the majority. Subscribe if you haven't. And if you want what remains hidden, click join and enter the architect level. You'll gain access to exclusive and censored content that explores the deepest layers of human psychology. Most people won't. That is intentional,